Okay, grab your wine, sit down, and do not, I repeat, do not interrupt me until I finish this because my hands are literally shaking just thinking about it again. You know I've been acting weird for a few months, right? You've been asking me what's wrong, why I've been so distant with her. Well, the tea is finally ready to spill, and it is scalding. Honest to God, I think I lived through one of the most traumatizing weekends of my life, and I need you to tell me if I'm crazy or if this is actually as psychotic as it feels. So rewind to the Nashville trip. You remember, right? She had those concert tickets from way back before we even started dating. It was her big thing. I agreed to go like a month prior, took my PTO days, the whole 9 yards. She paid for the Airbnb, we booked our flights. It was supposed to be this fun, romantic getaway in Music City. We get there the morning of the concert and everything starts off fine. We're doing the tourist thing, walking down Broadway, taking in the neon lights and the loud music. It's barely lunchtime. Then I look at my phone and see a missed call from my mom. Now you know my mom. She knows I'm out of town. She knows I'm with my girlfriend. She respects boundaries. She does not call me in the middle of a vacation unless someone is dying. My stomach literally dropped through the floor. I had this visceral gut feeling, like cold water just poured down my spine. I called her back immediately. She picked up and she was sobbing. I couldn't even understand her at first, but then she choked it out. They had to put the dog to sleep. My boy, my 16-year-old puppy. I know, he was old, he had the diabetes, we knew the clock was ticking, but it wasn't scheduled. It wasn't a let's say goodbye next Tuesday thing. He started seizing and they had to rush him in and that was it, he was gone. I lost it. I am 30 years old, a grown-ass man, and I stood there on Broadway surrounded by bachelorette parties and cowboy boots, and I just broke. That dog has been with me since I was 14. That's half my life. He was there through high school, through college, through my first heartbreak, through moving out. I was his person. I was his number two right after my mom. I visited him every single week, and I wasn't there. I was in Nashville, hundreds of miles away, while my best friend took his last breath. So tears are just flowing. I couldn't stop them. My girlfriend, to her credit at the time, was supportive. We found a quiet spot away from the crowds and she just sat next to me while I stared at the pavement for an hour, just processing that he wasn't on the planet anymore. But here's where the good boyfriend mask had to come on. I knew how much this concert meant to her. I knew she'd been looking forward to it for months. I looked at the time and I knew if we didn't leave soon, we'd miss it. So I swallowed it. I literally shoved the grief down into my stomach and told her, let's go back to the room and get ready. She offered to skip it. She did, but you know me, I'm not going to be the guy who ruins the trip. I told her I'd be okay, that I'd put the morning on the shelf for the night. We went back to the Airbnb and I got in the shower and just sobbed, like ugly cried under the water so she wouldn't hear me. I washed my face, put on my clothes, and told myself, toughen up, do this for her.
Don't want to wait for the next part? You can find the full story on our main page. Get the tea now. See the link in the description.